afternoon student. Today we are seeing the topic rubella. Rubella is a German measles. Previously I have taught you rubeola, that is measles, and Marathi it is known as gavar, but rubella is a German measles and it is completely different from gavar. Okay, so we will see what is rubella. Rubella, other name is German measles. Okay, so sometime in exam they ask you German measles, sometime they ask you the rubella. Okay, so it is also again upper respiratory tract infection. It is communicable, and one thing in what you can see in rubella is lymphadenopathy. Okay, means your lymph node will be swollen. Okay, so let's start this topic. Rubella or German measles is an acute childhood infection. It is a childhood infection and usually mild or short duration. Okay, rubella duration is very short. Like rubeola or measles, we have seen the duration is 10 to 14 days, right? But in rubella, the duration is of 3 days. Okay, only 3 days, and accompanied by low grade fever. We will have low grade fever. With the fever, we will have lymphadenopathy, means lymph nodes will be swollen, and a maculopapular rash will be seen. Okay, only 3 symptoms: fever, lymphadenopathy, and maculopapular rash will be seen. And the infection in the early pregnancy may result in serious congenital defect. If the female is pregnant and if she is having this rubella infection or she get this rubella infection, there are chances of having congenital defect in the fetus. Okay, how I will tell you in detail how the congenital defect occur, but it is the chances. Okay, and include death of the fetus. The disease is worldwide distributed and tend to occur in endemics in non-immunization populations every 6 to 8 years. Okay, so where immunization is not given, every 6 to 8 years there are chances of having this disease. Okay, so basically rubella is an acute childhood infection. It occurs in the childhood, but there are chances in pregnancy female may have that because its duration varies. So it is a short duration, only probably for 3 days. Fever, lymphadenopathy, and maculopapular rash. These 3 are the diagnosis symptom of it. Okay, so this is the rubella. Now how this rubella is found out? So rubella is considered as a mild and beginning disease until 1941. In 1941 it was considered that okay, it is a mild disease, that it is affecting some people. Okay, but how they found out this disease? When Norman Gray, an ophthalmologist, reported an endemic. Okay, this ophthalmologist, he recorded that there is a congenital cataract seen in the people, in the babies whose mother was infected by the rubella. Okay, so with the congenital cataract there was other defect also was seen in the babies, and then they found out that this is because of the rubella affecting the pregnant mother. Okay, and then they discovered the change, that concept of rubella is merely a beginning disease of childhood, but also one with teratogenic potencies. Okay, means it is also affected in the pregnancy and it is there in the childhood, in the person. In 1962 the virus was isolated. So they found out in 1941 and in 1962, that like probably after the 20 year the virus was isolated, and 1967 after the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, after the 4 year the vaccine was formed for it. Okay, so an attenuated vaccine was developed in 1967. So rubella 1941 it was found, 1962 it was isolated, 1967 the vaccine was available for the rubella. Okay, now we will see the epidemiological determinants. The agent factor we will see. What is the agent for rubella? It is caused by RNA virus of the Togovirus family. Its family is Togovirus, and only one antigen type of the virus seems to be exists. The virus has been recovered from the nasopharyngeal throat. Okay, from where we can isolate this agent, that is rubella agent? Nasopharyngeal, throat, blood, CSF, and urine. From all the secretion we can isolate this virus. It can be propagated in cell culture. Then source of infection, clinical and subclinical case, means the person is infected, he is infected to the other person. Infant born with the congenital rubella may shed the virus for many months, means the females who are in pregnancy got the rubella, their children after they born, they can spread this virus from their secretions. Okay, infant born with congenital rubella may shed the virus for many months. Period of communicability. Rubella is much less communicable disease than the measles. I told you its duration is just 3 days communicability, and major difference between measles and rubella, that its duration is less. There is no more carrier state for responsibility communication of rubella. Infant born with the congenital rubella may shed Then period of communicability is less communicable than the measles, probably because of the presence of cuffing in rubella, absence of cuffing in rubella. In measles we said there are cough, cold, coryza, but in rubella we don't have cough. Okay, so there is absence of cuffing in rubella. It is difficult to state the exact period of infectivity. It probably extends from the week before symptom to about a week after the rash occur. Infectivity generated then the rash is eruptive. Okay, so in agent factors it is the virus from Togovirus family, and all the secretions of the infant or baby is communicable, and its duration is very short, like 3 days, and because of that another thing, there is no cough present in this. Okay, so probably when the rash appear, before that it is more communicable, and after rash it is more communicable, we can say this. Okay, so host factor, age, mainly a diseases of childhood, particularly in the age group of 3 to 10 year. In the 3 to 10 year we can see this infection of rubella. Person older than 15 year now account of over 70% cases in developed countries. They have seen a person more than 15 years also seen having the rubella infection. The changing epidemiological pattern in measles following the widespread immunization campaign. So basically it is a 3 to 10 years of people may have, but it is seen after the 15 years also we have seen. So that's why before pregnancy we give this rubella vaccine. So like in childhood, if you take the vaccine, it will give you immunity for probably 10 to 15 years. Okay, but after that, before pregnancy occurs, that time we give this vaccination, so the child should not get affected with this rubella. Okay, immunity, one attack result in lifelong immunity, second attack are rare. First, if you have once happened this rubella, you don't get rubella again, but there are chances, but probably it's very rarely that second attack happens. Okay, so 40% of women of childbearing age are susceptible to the rubella. So from 100%, 40% of chances having women who are pregnant, they may develop the rubella. So before pregnancy only we give that lady the rubella treatment. Then transmission, the virus is transmitted directly from one person to other by droplet, means all the secretions he can shed this bacteria. 1 week before and after the appearance of rash, the virus can cross the placenta and infect the fetus in utero, leading to the congenital rubella. So it is basically placenta barrier को cross करके जाता है. So from mother to child, it is infecting through the placenta barrier. Okay, so it is crossable. So it can transmit from mother to child, and from the all secretions present from that it is infectible. Incubation period 2 to 3 weeks, average 18 days. Okay, incubation period is 18 days, minimum 18 days it is incubation period. Now we will see the clinical features. A large percent of infection, 50 to 65, are asymptomatic. Basically, we don't show the symptoms. As I said, only fever will be there, lymphadenopathy will be there, and what else is there? Maculopapular rash. Okay, so probably symptoms are not seen. If the lymphadenopathy is there, probably we can say, okay, we may have chances of it. Okay, so first phase is prodromal. The prodromal symptom is coryza, sore throat, low grade fever, onset of viremia. Okay, so viremia onset start in this prodromal period. They are generally mild and infective and less frequent in children. Lymphadenopathy is susceptible individual, the enlargement of the post-auricular and post-cervical lymph node. Which lymph node will be swollen? Post-auricular, means this side of lymph node will be seen. This is auricle, so post-auricular lymph node and post-cervical lymph node, cervical region. Okay, so post-cervical region. So basically, behind your ear and near your neck, the lymph nodes will be swollen. Okay, you have to palpate those lymph nodes and appear as early as 7 days before the appearance of the rash. Okay, so in prodromal phase, you have fever, no cough, there will be mild fever, body ache, and all things will be there. In lymphadenopathy, you have post-auricular and back of your neck, the lymph nodes will be swollen. Probably this will happen before the appearance of the rash. Okay, and after the lymphadenopathy, after 7 days, you will have this maculopapular rash. Okay, the gland may be found enlarged 10 to 14 days after the rash. The rash is often the first indication of the disease in children. It appears first on the face, usually within the 24 hours on the onset of prodromal symptom. It is minute, discrete, pinkish macular rash. Okay, it is very minute, pinkish color and macular rash, and not confluent on the rash of the measles. Okay, measles rash is very different. It is whole of the body, as we say, back of the ear, then face and head. Okay, but this rubella rash, it appears on the face and then whole of the body. Okay, but lymph node will be swollen of the back. Your post-auricular and the neck lymph node will be swollen. Then macular rash and not confined to the rash. Conjunctivitis may occur. The rash spread rapidly the trunk and extremity. Means it start from the face and then to your extremity, slowly it spread. By which time is often no longer apparent of the face. Okay, the rash spread much lesser and cleaner more rapidly than the rash of the measles. The rash spread much faster and clear more rapidly than the rash of the measles. What we said in measles, probably in 2 months the rashes appear and skin become clear. But here it comes very fast from face to the extremities and it appears also very fast. So belladonna we can give in these conditions. Okay, by which time is often no longer appear of the face. Then it disappeared together by the 3rd day. Means within 3 days it will be disappear. The rash is an inconvenient feature of the disease. It is absent in the subclinical cases. The incidence of rubella infected without rash may be up to 25%. Sometimes in 25% of cases the rash is not seen. Okay, because it's of fast duration. It comes fast and it goes fast. Sometimes it is not noticed. Then complication in rare instances, arrhythmia may occur in several joints in the adult, especially young women. Encephalitis is very rare. Thrombocytopenia purpura has also been observed in the complication. So in complications proper 3, arthralgia means you have a bone pain. Okay, so one of the complications of rubella is the bone pain. Lymphadenopathy is still there, but bone pain is also seen in the complications of rubella. Okay. Now how can we diagnose this rubella? Virus isolation and serology. The throat swab is taken and it is sent to the first culture, and then they find out there. The 2 blood samples are taken. The first sample within 5 days and after onset of illness, and the second is second week later. Okay, second 2 weeks later. Means once the person is infected, in that 5 days first sample is taken, and after that 2 weeks again second sample is taken. Okay, blood sample. A 4-fold rise in HI antibodies titer is paired sera or presence of IgM in a single serum sample obtained 2 weeks after the rash is diagnosed to the ELISA test is also done. So probably IgM antibody they will notice in the serology. So if IgM antibody is more, so they will say that you have this rubella infection. Okay. So now I'll tell you how this congenital rubella affect. What happens? Basically we say we have the congenital defect. What congenital defect will be there in rubella? The person will have deafness, congenital cataract, deafness, and heart rate will be more. Okay, cardiac malformations will be there, cardiac malformation. So rubella congenital things, you have to keep 3 things in mind. First, there is a congenital cataract. Then deafness is there, and what I said, cardiac malformation. Okay, heart formations will be improper. Okay, so why this happen? Because rubella virus, it affects the cell division of the person. Okay, once the cell division is hampered, of course there will be the congenital defect. So what congenital defects are there? Congenital cataract, congenital deafness, and congenital malformation of the heart. Okay. Other resulting defect include glaucoma, retinopathy, probably eye defects will be there, other kind like microphthalmian, then brain defect will be there, cerebral palsy, and hepatic splenomegaly, congenital rubella syndrome. So basically this is called as congenital rubella syndrome. Any disease you are having congenitally related to this thing, so there are chances that person, maybe your mother will be infected with this rubella infection. Okay. So the congenital rubella is chronic infections, while acquired rubella is an acute infection. Congenital rubella is chronic. Why? Because from the pregnancy that is conceived, it is having, right? But acute one is very small duration. The fetus remain infected throughout the gestation and for months and sometimes year postnatally. The gestation age at which the maternal infection occurs is a major determinant for the exact fitness. Okay. So basically congenital defect. So how this baby will be affected, the time she is having. So maybe if she is infected by the first month, so first month what organs are formed, that will be hampered, right? So congenital defect will start there, brain, heart, eye, all this thing happens in the first week of pregnancy, right? First month of pregnancy. So that thing will be hampered. The first trimester of pregnancy is the most disgusting time for the fetus of the organ to develop. Infection during this period result in abnormalities in the infant of the 85% of the pregnancy. Okay. So birth defects are uncommon if maternal infection occur after 20 weeks of gestation. Okay, so before 20 weeks, if the mother is infected, there are chances of having prominent main organ defect like heart defect, eye defect, ear defect, this part, because these all organs occur before 20 weeks. Okay, so after 20 weeks, if the infection is there are less chances. For the prevention, we have active immunization, that is rubella vaccine is given now. It is included in the program, that is MMR, that is measles, mumps and rubella. That vaccine comes in the combination, and single dose of 0.0 ml subcutaneously it is given. Okay, subcutaneously it is given 0.5 ml dose. Previously it was given childhood. Okay, 14 to 16 years of age probably have lifelong immunity. Means if you take previously, means after the delivery you have that MMR vaccine that you get, but now in 14 to 16 years of age also one vaccine is given of this rubella to prevent the pregnancy defects. Okay, in pregnancy to prevent the defect in pregnant woman. So 15 to 40 years one vaccine is given, so the chances of rubella is prevented. So now they have modified 1 to 14 year one vaccine they will give, 1 year to 14 year, and from 15 to 36 year one vaccine they will give. Okay, so like this rubella vaccine is available, so we don't have to fear about anything. So if you take the rubella vaccine, there is the prevention. Okay, so this was your rubella, that is German measles. 3 things you have to give: fever, lymphadenopathy will be there. What lymphadenopathy? Post-auricular and post-cervical lymph node will be swollen, and there is appearance of maculopapular rash. There is no cough present, and the incubation period or the cure rate is very fast because the infection lasts only for 3 days or less than that. Okay, so but it is a very big disease. If it happens in the pregnancy or during the first 20 weeks of pregnancy, there are chances of having malformation of the organ like cardiac malformation, congenital cataract and defect. Okay, so you have to take this disease very seriously, study it properly for your exam, and have prevention by taking the